Nityanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasya Dilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Satgurum Tam Namami. Nityanandam, and a very warm welcome to this evening's very special satsang, Ask the Avatar. All of you have come to love Ask the Avatar sessions. I've seen so many positive comments all over social media because this gives each and every one of us an insight into the various expressions and dimensions of the Avatar, His Holiness Bhagwan Paramhamsa Shri Nityananda, whom we all lovingly call Swamiji, and how he expresses uniquely with each and every one of us. Tonight, the Adinavasi who gets to ask the Avatar is someone who really needs no introduction. She's a disciple of Swamiji, but to her, we hear her call him very sweetly Jaiji. He's her God, he's her Guru, he's her everything. I'm so excited to introduce to all of you Mahayogini Ma Nitya Mahayogananda. Ma Mahayoga is one of Swamiji's many kids, lovingly called by him as Kanna, which she has sweetly started to call all the rest of us, reminding us of the loving oneness with him. Her journey with her Jaiji has been beyond magical, unimagined, unexpected, a transformation from human to super divine human. Ma Mahayoga heads the Nityananda Yogic Sciences wing of the Nityananda Sangha, and she is initiated as an acharya to lead sessions on manifesting the powers of Sadashiva, the source himself, initiated by Swamiji. She's adept in expressing the extraordinary powers, such as blindfold reading, seeing and walking blindfolded through the sight of the third eye, materialization, remote vision, which is seen across vast distances, X-ray vision, which is literally seen into the human body, getting answers to anything using spiritual alchemy products, mind reading, healing through the third eye, moving matter through consciousness, and much, much more. In 2016, she was blessed with the title Mahayogini, which is a great yogini, one in the state of deep oneness with existence by the Avatar. 2017 saw Ma Mahayogananda, her parents, and 2 puppies welcomed to Kailasa, the home of Sadashiva, as an Adinavasi. Soon, she led 2 lions. Soon, she will add 2 lions and a horse to the amazing power manifesting tribe here. On October 13th of this year, Ma Mahayoga, along with a very power manifesting Balasants, child saints of the Nityananda Gurukul, will embark on a world tour to showcase the transformation that humanity has been waiting for, moving from human to divine superhuman, experiencing the next level of superconscious breakthrough led by the Avatar. The World Tour events will be attended by thousands who will have the opportunity to understand we can be the masters of our destiny if we live in the state of Sadashiva, radiate the space of Sadashiva, and manifest the powers of Sadashiva. The journey begins at the grandest alchemy humanity has ever seen in the form of a 23-day program called Mahasadashivoham in December right here at Nityananda Peetham, Bengaluru Adinam, which is the spiritual headquarters of the Avatar. At Mahasadashivoham, the most mystical processes combined with potent alchemy-inducing herbal preparations called Aushadha will see attendees able to casually visit other non-earthly dimensions, befriend divine beings, manifest extraordinary powers the likes of which we haven't yet imagined, that make us understand the grandeur of life and the insignificance of our typical day-to-day problems. Tonight on Ask the Avatar, Ma Mahayoga gets to place her questions to the avatar on behalf of everyone in the world. Before she does so, she wishes for all of us to peek into her journey with the avatar till date and see what preceded the auspicious moment in her life when she laid eyes on Swamiji for the very first time, a moment which made her understand that he is with her even when no one and nothing else is.
Nityanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tatvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. JG. I first wanted to say that throughout the 10 years that I have been with JG now, the words between us have been very less. And because you've always answered me from inside me. So when this opportunity came to be on Ask the Avatar with you, I tried to write a lot of questions, but every time the answers were coming from inside. So then I decided that spontaneity was the best option here. But my first question to JG is, I ended up experiencing what I went through, and it felt like all of that happened just so I will see you and I will not miss you. And I have seen that JG all these years has known everything I'm going through, everything I will go through, but yet JG will play along with me. And I've heard many devotees, disciples say that they seem to know that you know everything, but you play along with it. What kind of love is this?
Nityanandeshwara Sadashiva Samarambam Nityanandeshwari Adishakti Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and respects. Mahayoga, first let me respond to that first word, JG. Understand, I have given name to millions of people. There is only one person who gave name to me and I accepted. That is Mahayoga. My gurus have given me names, that is different. My disciple giving me the name and I accepting it. It's the thought current you presented. That I know everything, you went through, you are going through, you will be going in the future, which you will be going through, which you went through, going through, and in future which you will be going through. Everything, but I just play along with it. Understand? This is precisely the way Sadashiva lets the world happen. Just yesterday, one of the very close devotee, he asked me, Swamiji, don't you know when these problems come and when they are going to be solved? I wanted to put this on record. Let all of you know very clearly. All the things related to cosmic law, the logic of the cosmos, is revealed to me completely. Like a past, present, future, everything. All the things related to this normal plane, because I do not have the anxiety about the future, because I am so grounded in security. Understand, when you are grounded in the security and no insecurity, you will not try to peep into the future. Future is just one more room. It is insecure people who constantly try to peep into the future. Not the completely grounded, not the one completely settled. Understand? It is not that I do not know your future. Only if I play along with you, the inner cognitive evolution you are supposed to have will happen in you. For example, there is a cognition in you, life is pleasure, and you cognize some things as pleasure. If I tell you, no, that is not pleasure, don't go, it will not be that immediate cognition. See, whatever I need to tell you, which will become your cognition, I tell. Whatever you need to go through, play along, and then make that as your cognition. I am not saying life is not pleasure. There are some things which are pleasure. There are some things, if you take the responsibility for it, it will be pleasure. There are some things which you never should go even near it. There are various categories. This cognition, you need to cognize, only then it will be yours. That is the reason sometimes I just play along. But I make sure you are always protected by my long hands. Understand? When I directly give you some understanding, without even going through the life, you just drink it and it becomes your cognition. Then at those moments you are in my lap, I am protecting you. With one hand, with another hand I am doing other things. But when you need to go through something on your own and develop that cognitive maturity, cognitive shift, matured cognition, I allow. Only make sure you are protected through the long arms, and it is there constantly for you. Understand, not only your life, even my life, like that only I run. As Sadashiva, I stand and enjoy my life as Nityananda. Understand? As Sadashiva, I stand and enjoy my life as Nityananda. And for all of you, This is the precise way I relate. This is the way I let the games happen and play along with it. Understand? It's not that I do not know. When she was bleeding, 80% of the blood loss in the body in Canada, which is almost means coming back to life, is medically miracle. It's a medical miracle. It is simply sheer medical miracle. It's not that I did not know, but some things needed to be removed from our body for the new DNA to happen, the new flowering of consciousness to happen. It is literally a purification process. And I tell you, being around during those times as a protection, but not intervening in the cognitive shift, waiting for that cognitive shift to happen. Like I put the seed, put the manure, pour the water, wait for the seed to grasp all this and become a plant. Only then that seed will have the life. Understand? Seed need to have life means all this need to happen to the seed. All these need to happen to the seed. So we need to allow the seed to grow. Of course, I do have a beautiful fence, so no goat or no danger can happen to that plant. But I need to do all the vatavarana, ambience, creation, everything. End of the day, I need to wait for the seed to become plant, for the seed to become life on its own. I tell you, greatest compassion is controlling the greed that your disciples should be transformed immediately. and doing what needs to be done, even if they are not listening, even if they are not evolving, without giving up, waiting. Understand? This thought current, knowing everything, having the patience for the transformation of the disciples. And I tell you, the most riskiest thing is trying to train non-integrated people and letting them near. See, without letting them near, I cannot train. And non-integrated people are the most dangerous. Because even they don't know what they will do. But you need to have patience. It is like you try to save a scorpion from the river, and that scorpion bites you. That is exactly, precisely this whole game. You cannot allow the scorpion to bite because you need to protect yourself. You need to be available for other scorpions. You need to save you and you need to save the scorpion, but you need to rescue. And you need to play along the whole thing. I tell you. It is cosmic game. That's the word I will use. It is cosmic game beyond any love or compassion or any words we can use. Meenakshi, just through the eyes, hatching the egg into life and making the jivas into Shiva just through the eyes. The whole concept of Meenakshi is this only. Just through the eyes, she makes Jiva to Shiva with her tremendous patience, with her tremendous compassion. If you ask me, best guna, character, or the quality. Character is too small word, quality is a little better word. Guna, quality of a God or an incarnation. I'll say much more than his ability, shaktis, much more than his buddhi, the sarvanyatva, much more than his yuktis, the way he operates, much more than his love, it is his passions. I tell you, passions to play along. Passions to play along. And this whole space of man becoming God, for which God need to become man to initiate and take them to the higher level. This whole space is still alive and active just because of passions of the incarnations. Nothing else. Everything else is secondary. I'll say, if I am asked to rank the incarnations, of course, you can't rank, that is different. If I am forced to rank, I will not rank them based on their capacity to manifest powers, not based on their capacity to create an organization, not based on their capacity to teach, not based on their capacity to give spiritual experience to number of people, or the quality of experience. I will not judge, I will not categorize them in any of these qualities. I will only categorize with one quality, their strength of their passions. I tell you, strength of their passions. I decided today, I am going to do one thing. Without any reservation, I'll just open up me as I am and answer all the questions, the right powerful cognitions with which I am operating. Understand? I am going to reveal, decode the operational software of Nityananda. I tell you, my glory is not my ability to give boons. My greatness is not my ability to manifest powers or make all my disciples manifest powers. My greatness is not this great Saraswati tongue. Any concept she can just chew like a beetle nut, beetle leaf and spit. The prasada, the truth. My greatness is not any of that, or this great Nityananda Sangha, or the courage of Kali and Durga. All this I will not consider as my greatness in my inner space. If at all I have to celebrate me for something, I will only celebrate me for my patience. Understand, you can understand the depth of my passions only if you have the powers I have. With no powers, how you guys lose your passions? With all these powers, still I have not shaken the world, is my passions. I tell you, if I am asked to scale the incarnations or great masters, I will scale only based on the amount of passions, in their Ananta Kalyana Vibhushita gunas, in their vibhudis, in their great qualities, the amount of passions they demonstrated, I'll use only that as a scale to categorize them, to rank them. Everything else is secondary. To operate with human beings, the fundamental quality is patience and playing along. Patience and playing along. Getting back to Kailas is too easy. That doesn't need anything else. When there is a best space, what else you need? Getting back to the world needs patience. I tell you, if at all I need to be glorified, all the other things should only come as next. It is the patience I demonstrated with every disciple. And it is not just Mahayoga story. Ask everyone how I play along with them. Every level, that it starts from the day one they come and ask the very preliminary questions, or from that day till all the questions they have or the tantrum they throw. Everything, I tell you, if somebody cognizes my passions, he will be my disciple, he or she will be my disciple forever. You will never be bitten by the selfishness. You will never be destroyed by selfishness. You will be protected from the patterns of selfishness if you know to cognize my passions. Whoever understands and cognizes, not just verbally, cognizes my passions, knows my love for you and universe. Yes.
That was a very soul satisfying answer, JJ. JJ, my next question is, when I came and did my first inner awakening in December 2010, and I was such a brat. Sometimes my mother would tell me, I don't know how he's tolerating you. And my dad would sometimes come and tell me, like with the kind of, I was very eccentric, JJ would say, you should be stable, not eccentric. My father would come to the apartment on top and he would tell me, because of you and all your eccentricities only, I am not levitating, he will say. This was during my first IA.
I know for sure that awakening of the DNA was happening in your system, for which I need to be, see, end of the day, whatever you are going through, it is not you are responsible, I am responsible. I know that. So when I am responsible, whatever happening in your system to manifest these powers, and not only that, I know for sure Sadashiva is preparing you beautifully to be part of my mission and the Sangha and manifest everything. It's my responsibility to provide you that Vatavarana, that atmosphere. Go ahead.
JJ, so right after that, I used to tell you that I want to be over here only. So that time JJ would say that, no, go, I will call you back. So I went, and 1 month after that, Swamiji in a satsang had told, anyone who has got feeling connection with me will manifest Vibhuti in the hands, Bhasma in the hands, which is also known as sacred ash. And that time, I was one of the people who received it. Many such events, incidents happened.
I wanted to put this on record now. See, usually in that God-man space, means that it is called Bhava Spurana, means when the Bhava of the God entering into the human body, the clash of these two takes little time for this God state to get settled with the human body. During that time, the experiences happens, the powers manifesting, all that need to be protected, nurtured, supported. And fortunately, not only my support here, your parents are amazing support. Your parents are amazing support. See, there are some things like you need to go through certain experiences for you to cognize that is not something not required for your life. Some things may be required if I take responsibility. Some things never go near that. All these cognitions to happen. So I was only just protecting you with the long arms. But your parents provided a very good atmosphere, very good Vatavarana for that.
It was their stability that actually brought me through. JJ would come and say to me that powers are only dust at Swamiji's feet. Now, these powers.
See, you also look back. At least 2 years, I only established you in the state.
Yes, Jaiji.
Later on only, I allowed you to manifest powers.
Yes, Jaiji.
If you see, even in the beginning, I will always push you back to the state. Hey, let the state become stable, and the system hold that. See, if the system takes the root of the state, means the state cannot be uprooted from the system. If that kind of a rooting has happened, after that any power manifestation is safe. Only then it is called Shakti. If some power manifestation can, manifestation or its side effects can shake the root of the state from your body, it is only Siddhi, not Shakti. All of you listen. You see, it's not that Mahayoga became Adinavasi only now. No. She is Adinavasi from the day she saw Shirdi Sai Baba. From that day, because it was a long preparation. It was a long preparation. All of you listen. First few years, when I was training her, even when some powers are manifesting, I will deny. I will say, no, wait. Let us center, let us get rooted into the state. It should be such, whether power manifestation or the after effects of that power manifestation, like a name and fame, glory, or all the other side effects, attention, everything which you get, right or wrong, sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes positive, sometimes negative criticism, all that should not shake the state being rooted in you, you being rooted in the state of Sadashivatva. Understand? That is the fundamental core of existence. So I will always insist, hey, let the state sink in. Let the state settle down. Let the state become a permanent existence. Then any manifestation is Shakti. You will never be disturbed by it. And I can say very successfully, not only Mahayoga cooperated, now it has become a very successfully established state. So whatever she is manifesting is only Shaktis, not just Siddhis. They are not Siddhis because we gave enough importance. That is also one of my quality of patience. Understand? You need to be patient there also, letting the disciple to get established in the state. So never ever the state is shaken or the state is disturbed, because when you manifest powers, there will be side effects. Means you will get positive attention, glorified. The biggest protection is letting the state get rooted into the system such a way. No power manifestation or the side effects of the power manifestation, the glory you get or the criticisms you get, both will not shake your inner space. Both will not shake the state. Getting rooted into that state, protecting that you get into the state rooted deeply. That is the biggest protection an incarnation or guru should do for the disciple. Go ahead.
JG, when you tell me that the powers are only dust at your feet, then I had a cognition that, oh, then JG's feet only is important. Now, everybody who walks into the Adinam knows that Swamiji makes them manifest powers. And these extraordinary powers of the source that you are initiating everyone into, sometimes I see during the two-way video conference, the two-way workshops, people are just coming to the free program and they will manifest the power of the third eye reading, and now in the upcoming workshop it's going to be about mind reading. When that happens, my question is, why many times the human who sees the power, they rush after it, they enjoy it, but somewhere the fact that it's coming from that feet, that is forgotten.
See what I am saying. The percentage of people forgetting is too small. Let us see from the whole angle. When they are made to manifest powers, the gratitude is awakened. When that gratitude is awakened and the power manifestation is happening, if they catch the visionary and his purpose for manifesting, they are connected forever and they manifest all the powers continuously. If they catch selfishness, that is when they miss. I should say it is very small percentage, even that can be avoided by making them understand the science of power manifestation, why this is manifesting. You see, whoever understands that why, and understanding about the oneness, they don't miss. But if they look at this more like a magic or give and take, demand, bargain, negotiation, then they miss it and miss it. I think we should make people understand nothing can be given for these powers. It is only the understanding of oneness that's the science of power manifestation. Maybe by making them understand the science, the problem can be solved.
Thank you, JG. My next question is, my parents wanted a divine baby, so they were guided by their parents and everyone. They did vratas, this, that, etc. and baby was born. But it was only Swamiji who made that divinity actually to start happening.
See one thing, ma, they bring that kind of a DNA, but the Vatavarana and initiation is required to make it alive, to make that into reality.
So now when JG is sending us, myself and 4 of the Nityananda Gurukul Balasans on the world tour, where we are visiting all of these cities and we are going to showcase manifesting powers as a lifestyle. There many parents, many children are going to come. JG, sometimes today it feels like so much convincing has to be done to just showcase that having a child who manifests powers, who does not go into powerlessness. For example, even today also, my father, if there's a business deal that's happening, he will say, look through your third eye, answer what is happening. It's become so easy. And my conversation and my relationship with my parents has become so mature because of the initiation into powers that you have given me. But when the people come on the world tour and see, they do understand that yes, the power manifestation will give you a higher IQ, deep intelligence. But this quality of life raising, how can people understand that?
See, mixing the power manifestation into your depth makes you stay in the state of Sadashivatva. Mixing power manifestation in your breath dimension makes you very beautiful, graceful, artistic in everything you do. Whether the words you utter or the seat you sit, everything will radiate that creativity when you make the power manifestation into your breath dimension. When you make the power manifestation in your length dimension, every moment of your life will be magical. The words you utter or the business you do or anything, I tell you, will be such extraordinary. The deals you make, I tell you. Negotiation is nothing but conducting a matured conversation and making the other person understand it is a win-win deal. That's all. Whether it is a business negotiation or personal life relationship or friendship or expansion of your life or ideologically convincing somebody, everything boils down to one: having matured conversation. Having matured conversation. Whether you want to impress somebody ideologically, whether you want to teach a class, whether you want to have a beautiful relationship, or you want to have a best negotiation in the business deal, everything boils down to knowing the other person, knowing you in a matured way, and able to bring a matured conversation. That's it. It all boils down to that. I tell you, world need to know, I am not only here to make you manifest powers, I am here to make you manifest powerful cognitions. Understand? Reading others' mind is power. Reading your own mind is powerful cognition. Reading others' mind is power. Reading your own mind is powerful cognition. I am here to make you do both. Not just reading others' mind, reading your own mind too. If you see through the third eye what is happening outside, it is power. If you see through the third eye what is happening inside, that is powerful cognition. So I want to tell you, it is not just power manifestation, it is powerful cognition manifestation too. It is powerful cognition manifestation too.
Thank you, JG. Before, only 1% of the women used to have things like polycystic ovaries, fibroids and all. Today, 90% of the women have this problem. And whenever, after JG initiated me into the powers, when I scan them, I always see this is not a physical problem, it is relationship related, especially the ideas they carry about men, how they feel violated. Now, when we are going on this world tour, for men, women, and JG said that there are 11 genders that the Vedic tradition recognizes. So for all those genders
Please
are going to be...
Native Americans have recognized 5 genders. This dual gender is one of the conspiracy against the humanity.
So JG, all of these 11 genders, so many of them are going to be seeing what Swamiji is going to present during the world tour. And majority of them, even men and women, are having so many issues related to fertility and even gender confusion, and feeling so violated by society, not being able to get accepted. And I know many men or women who may prefer some other genders, but they get married to someone just because of the pressure. But it is so painful for them. JJ, I would like you to tell how this power manifestation is going to help them make very empowered decisions for their life.
Yes. See, when the Kundalini, your Kundalini is awakened, fundamentally, first thing will happen is your identity about you, for the purpose for which you took the body, will become clear to you. It will become clear to you. Then you are given a freedom to alter and align your body as you want. Understand? Swatantra, ability to handle yourself first, then the number of choices second. In Hindu tradition, Swatantra first, choices next. If the Swatantra does not grow first, directly choices are given. Depression is life. And I wanted you guys to know, all the fellows who talk about the so-called freedom in the modern way of thinking, the modern lifestyle, I tell you, it is absolute false. Where all you don't need freedom, you are given freedom. Where all you need freedom, you are not given freedom. It is like the cow has been put inside a cage, only the face is allowed to move, and you go, hey, see, the face can go up, down, right, left, center, 360 degree, it can rotate. What amount of freedom! That is modern society. And the cow grazes freely in wild forests. That is Hindu tradition. And that cow is given the intelligence what to eat and what not to eat, and even if it eats poison, it will not get into its system. Please understand, Swatantra is much, much higher than the freedom based on choices. Freedom defined by the choices, freedom defined as choices, is too low than the Swatantra defined by the Hindu tradition. See, the understanding about life has become such mess, and people need to be educated little more about brahmacharya. See, in Hindu tradition, till the age of 21, all of them have been asked to be a brahmachari. Not that everyone will be successful in celibacy, but that is the time they will discover their gender. Understand, a man who is involved, a person who is involved, gets involved in any relationship before 21, will never understand what is his gender, because he is still not fully grown. Gender is not just related to body and physical maturity. It is related to physiology, psychology, and the whole being. That is why till 21, a person is asked to be brahmachari, within himself or herself, discovering, exploring. I tell you, exploring your identity, your gender, is 10,000 times more juicy, celebrating, then exploring the other body. We need to bring back the subject of brahmacharya as taught by Sadashiva in the great agamas. We will bring it back. And as an immediate solution, I'll give you this simple, basic two solution. One, do this power manifestation at least 42 minutes a day for at least 9 months, and that 9 months be celibate. Do not have any physical sexual activity. I am not using the word mental, and I am not encouraging, but I am not using the word mental. Make your own meaning. I am only saying restrain yourself from the physical sexual activity for 9 months and do power manifestation. And I tell you, you will discover your real gender and identity. In the discovery process, so much of completion will happen, healing will happen, identification will happen, understanding will happen. Recently, I was conducting sessions for a group of people on brahmacharya. You will be surprised. In that class question answer, almost 90% of the people say they don't feel the gender they are supposed to be feeling as their body. 90% of the people, not a joke, understand. 90% of them are saying we are not feeling the gender we are supposed to feel as per the society, the body in which we are. I think it's little more than 90. Fortunately, they are having understanding about brahmacharya as per Sadashiva's instruction. The first instruction, as I said, 9 months. No physical sexual activity and practicing completion means the power manifestation. Second instruction, every morning have neem juice, every night a black betel leaf with a little pachakarpuram, the raw camphor, a pinch of raw camphor. These two herb, if it can be programmed by the master and given, that is great. Even if that is not possible, offer it to Sadashiva's deity or Sadashiva mandala and take. These two instruction can do so much of healing, I tell you. All the toxins gets accumulated in your system because of sexual abusal. Pornography means sexual abusal done to you by you, sexual abusal done to you by others. Both accumulates toxins in your system that can be cleansed. The detoxification can happen by these two. Morning neem juice, night black betel leaf with a pinch of camphor. This can detoxify your body and reveal your original gender to you. Understand? This is what the story, Meenakshi's story says. When she saw Sadashiva, the third breast disappeared and she realized her original gender. She realized her original gender, her original identity. Till we get that, we will not know who we are. When she had the darshan of Sadashiva, the third breast disappeared and she realized her original gender. Understand? This two instruction can bring tremendous healing and realization of your original gender can happen in you. That can solve almost 90% of your problems.
JG, before I conclude for today, there is one thing that disturbed me recently. I was reading some online reports and I saw that in New York alone, one of the cities that we'll be visiting, in 1 month itself, 10 people, out of which 5 couples, they were rich investment bankers, medical professionals, and very rich people. But because of monetary debt and because of some other problems, even despite having children, they committed suicide by falling from the building. And there was no reason, and all this happened within just 1 month. And the kind of notes that were written, it's like there are demons in my head, or the debt is too much, I can't bear it anymore. My whole thing is, for the biggest program that we are gearing up over here is Mahasadashivam. And Swamiji said that we're going to be seeing other dimensions and everything. I have personally experienced that with JG, and I've seen how much it has healed me in my life and changed my relationship with you. But for these people, it really feels like they are in a debt not only for money, they're also in a debt for relationships. So when people want to come for this program, they're not thinking only about money, they're also thinking about what will I tell my wife. It feels like there is a debt over there. What will I tell my business? It feels like they're owing something over there. How do they overcome this?
I tell you, all rich fellows will have a debt. Understand? When you do not know how to handle people, all the people around you are relationship debt. When you do not know how to handle the things, all the things around you will be your debt, because you need to be available there at least to maintain them. As long as you need them, you think they are the source of your life, you are indebted to them. And I tell you, ultimately, debt is nothing but the feeling you need them for your existence. I've seen many people, if their car gets into accident, it is literally they lost a part of their body, they will behave. If the house is lost, they will behave as if something is taken away from their very existence. Understand? Nothing can be taken away from you which is yours. You can't enjoy anything which is not yours. Know very clearly, anything which can be taken away, let it be taken away the earlier, the better for you. Let which can't be taken away be with you, that will give you most stable life. I don't know how many people tried to shake this throne and take this throne away. Nobody is able to touch. Nobody is able to do anything. How many people tried to take this? Nobody is able to touch. Understand, if it is yours, it is yours. If it is not, it can never be. And raise the quality of your existence, all the quantity for your existence will be showered on you. Let the focus be on raising the quality of your existence. The quantities needed for your existence will be showered, and they will all be attracted, they will all be there always around you. Let the focus be on quality. Otherwise, see, rich people, really rich people, saying they are dying because they have debt. People with everything possible and life in front of them, saying they are dying because they are feeling lonely. I tell you, if you have everything, even if you have everything, and you don't have you with you, you will feel lonely. And you will not be able to handle life, even if there is a small change. Even if there is a small change of this table moving to that table, you will not be able to live. This table moving that side, you will not be able to handle it. So I want to tell the whole world, neither physical suicide nor psychological suicide. Psychological suicide is depression. Neither physical suicide nor psychological suicide is solution. Solution is oneness and power manifestation. Neither psychological suicide nor physical suicide can be solution. The only solution is oneness and power manifestation.
JG, with that, I invite all of the viewers from around the world, if you're watching this, then you should not be missing the world tour event that we are coming on, that we are embarking on, showcasing the manifestation of extraordinary powers from the space of oneness with Sadashiva, with Swamiji himself. And JG, on a note, I don't want to waste this chance. I want to ask you for the boon, and forever, I want to always be a pure medium of JG.
Tatast.
Thank you.
As I said, if I have to put a note, it's an extraordinary relationship. I should tell this one thing, this should be on record. Many times, like how she feels, I am there with her wherever she is. Many times, whenever I initiate new powers in the courtyard for the Balasans or anything, I just know she is already connected and that power is, she has been initiated. And she will start manifesting the powers immediately next day, without even physically me being there or physically she being here. Same way, the ideas, the concepts I am teaching, even if she is out for some days, for some reason, next time when she comes, she does not need to be updated or upgraded. She just knows what is the next things I revealed, and she will start speaking about it in the class. She will start sharing about it in the session. I should say, it is beyond any ordinary, mundane this world. It is the connection with the very biomemory, muscle memory, bioenergy of Sadashiva and Meenakshi. So, with this boon to her, let you always be with my pure channel, medium. I have a special gift for her, the Meenakshi Skandi. And wear this always and radiate me and Meenakshi. Blessings, be blissful. So with this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhatvaita Saivam, Sadashivoham, the eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you. Be blissful.